Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Enhypen, Bad Desire.
Okay, so we're now checking out Enhypen. I haven't watched any of this. I'm a complete newbie, so I don't really know too much about what I'm walking into other than it's K-pop and it's new, right?
It's K-pop, it's new. These boys have been around for quite a few years now. They are a 7-piece and they have a vampire concept. While most K-pop groups do have some sort of concept, Enhypen has straight up lore. They have a backstory. They are vampires. That is. So a lot of their releases tend to have a darker, more gothic, vampiric feel. But we have to go through the lore because this amuses the fuck out of me. Like, this is just kind of silly, right? Like, for all my Dark Academy smutty book talk girlies, you'll enjoy this. They were like beholden to a princess who turned them into vampires and gave them powers. I guess they were like separated. This is all, alternate universe lore. They were separated, raised in an orphanage, came back together, enrolled into an academy, which, like, I mean, if you read fantasy books, like, this is all very familiar, right? Like, just saying. But one thing that I thought you would find amusing.
Okay.
Is that
I already find this amusing.
Okay, so. Well, it gets better because they enrolled in an academy and they have a rival with another school, and that school are wolves, and that school is Enhypen.
Really?
Yeah. That's news to me. I just read this today, so I was giggling before we started filming. He's like, "What?" And I was like, "I can't tell you."
So
and that's why.
So they are rivals.
They're rivals in this alternate universe lore where
just in the lore, not in real life.
No, they have lots of content together, and Team and Enhypen.
Okay.
Where they're loving on each other and being friends and everything. I think maybe one of the both Team and Enhypen are products of a competition show.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of an American counterpart, and the only thing I can think of is like stuff from like the 90s that people are mostly too young to remember. I don't know if anyone remembers, like, P. Diddy had a reality show where girls competed to be, I think that's where Danity Kane came from. No one knows who they are anymore, but Google it. And so basically, like, the members were voted on by a global audience and also from like producers at the record label.
So like American Idol, but for groups.
But for groups, yeah.
Okay.
And so both of them are on the same record label, came from the same kind of like foundation.
Okay.
And so I'm assuming that's probably why they have like the connected lore. I don't know all the lore of Enhypen, but you should know about the wolves because in the Enhypen video you reacted to, they were wolves.
They had wolves in there.
And I didn't know this at the time, but I would assume that would be that those wolves were Enhypen. So I think we're going back into like more of the vampire-y feel with this release. So that'll be exciting to see how that translates. It'll be darker.
Okay.
More interesting visually, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not expect that out of this.
No. Someone out there should write a fanfic, just saying.
It's already happened, I'm sure.
Well, link me then.
Link us the fanfic.
The smutty ones.
Just the smutty ones. None of that,
holding hands, walking through. No Twilight shit. Good stuff.
Raunchy.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this, but before that, guys, feel free to check out my YouTube memberships. They're only $1, and you get early access to videos like these, and also anime reactions.
If it wasn't hot in here before, it's about to get hotter.
Did you really think I could just stand by and watch you disappear? I told myself it was for you. It's hard. Always be toward the darkness. It was your own desire.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
움직이고 싶어 투명한 널
The visuals are already outstanding.
Yeah, really cool camera work.
And the black smoke threading through everything.
Really nice. Very catchy.
Yeah. There's a very sophisticated sound here that we haven't really heard in any of the other K-pop that we've listened to thus far. Well, except for Irene and Solgate. That's beautiful right here. It's stunning, the things they're doing with that camera. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay. The floor is yours.
Okay, I really liked it. What I liked about it, obviously the video is great, but I'm gonna focus on the music for a second, which I really like how, so yeah, like a little bit of that pre-chorus build up, that's probably my favorite part. And the fact that whenever they do initiate the chorus, it still keeps the same energy. It didn't, which I would appreciate it either way. I think it'd been fine if they were to like open it up when the chorus hits and like have like lots of like riot cymbals and just make it, you know, a much bigger sound. But the fact that they kept it calm throughout the pre-chorus and the chorus and just kept that same energy, I really appreciaed that choice. And it was kind of more focused more on like bass tones and the bass drum and like any sort of bass synths. You know, we only have one ear in at these times, so there might be a little bit that we're missing here and there.
Sure.
But I still feel like the way it's mixed, we got a whole lot out of that, just in getting in one ear. And yeah, even like the verses, I think carried the song pretty well. It keeps you interested. They weren't just like boring verses. It
wasn't repetitive.
Yeah, exactly.
Monotonous, yeah.
Yeah, because some songs can do that where
particularly pop songs.
Yeah, well, really any genre has it where you can have a killer chorus and boring verses, and they just put them in there so that they can get to those, you know, fun ideas.
Right.
But I feel like this was a pretty consistent idea overall.
Yeah.
And then yeah, now looking at the video, it's like very well done. Looks like very high production value, especially with all the CG monsters and everything in there. The camera movements, you know, it looks like they're really incorporating more cutting edge ideas into these videos and are like, yeah, we're at the top of our game. We've got all the money now. We're gonna employ all these really fun ideas and really push boundaries with just telling a story with the music video. So I'll hold off on my rating until.
I have so many things to respond to there. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and remember every single thing that you said that I wanted to like make it not a counterpoint to, but like just add on to. So like the first thing, I am so glad you remarked upon this, the idea of the chorus not necessarily being like a drop, but it more being like just amplified, the song amplified. Because in K-pop there has been a trend, I want to say for like the past few years, for an anti-drop. And I like it because it's different, it's unexpected. Like the song could go in the stereotypical way, that most pop songs go and give you that like richer, fuller, more exciting. I don't really like to use that word because that implies that the song isn't exciting, and I don't think that's true, but you know what I mean. Like for the chorus to be bigger than what that was. But given like the kind of like the concept thematically and sort of the vibe of the song, I like that it kind of kept more of like an even tone. It just felt right. It felt like putting in like a drop there would have like cheapened the song a little bit. Because it was sophisticated and sexy and just like a smoother R&B sound, less straight pop, really.
Yeah.
And so I think that anti-drop works really well here, and I'm glad that that's the decision that they chose to make with the structure of the song.
It like gave the song its identity, kind of, in a way. It's like, hey, this is not a super poppy thing. Yeah. It's got pop in it, but it's a bit more, it's got more depth to it.
Yeah.
It's more somber.
It is more somber, and we didn't have the lyrics on. And I knew what they were singing, because I feel like the lyrics probably would have really helped.
I'm side-eyeing the camera because that's on me usually to turn on, like, okay.
So we're just failing across the board today in terms of...
But you know what? You still enjoyed the song.
I still enjoyed it. I'm not done. Okay, and then, so...
Continue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God. So, with the visuals, oh my God, the like way that they were kind of like half smoke. You really, I feel like in a lot of the other videos where they've had that vampire concept, it's been more like implied. I understood it in this one more than I did in any other video. Like how they kind of were like half shadow, half smoke, and like the things that was going on with their eyes, and even just the like cinematography, like the way the camera was moving around them felt like preternatural, supernatural. Like there was like an element of spookiness there. But then another thing that I was thinking was like, if you can recall the Team video for I don't remember what the name of the song is. You know what I'm talking about, the one you just reacted to.
Yep.
They were very similar. So I almost wonder if this was a response to Team's video. Because if we're taking that concept, if they're from rival schools, was that like a battle between them? Like we saw Team's side of the struggle, and now we're seeing Enhypen's? I wonder, because there were some similar concepts like with the wolves, but this is them being more like shadow creatures almost.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know shit, but like, that's an interesting idea you had, and maybe I didn't necessarily take that as a response to it, but it could be like a parallel. Yeah. Like it's happening at the same time.
Right.
So, but they're dealing with their version of what they're dealing with, while Team is dealing with their version.
Which is so big brain. I don't know if that's what it is, but if it is, like, goddamn, like conceptually, like that's
an interesting idea. Because it's kind of like with streamers that, you know, combine audiences and combine streams or whatever, and like they use both fandoms to make a bigger audience. Maybe this is their version of that, where you take two different K-pop groups, kind of combine fandoms because they have jointed lore, and so that's an interesting idea,
which I think is pretty cool. Then the last thing that I wanted to comment on is you had said like it didn't feel even though it was kind of like one level of song, it didn't feel like monotonous, repetitive, boring, or anything like that.
No.
The song was a little under 3 minutes. It was 2 minutes and 46 seconds. And Enhypen does this a lot. They tend to have a little bit shorter songs. And I think I actually like that as a creative decision, because the song does what it needs to do, and then it's done. It's not going to belabor the point just because it's like, well, I have to be at least 3 minutes long. So I think they made a really good decision there, making that song a little bit shorter. I think it worked well.
Right, because like songwriting wise, what can happen is you blow through your ideas, and maybe you're under 3 minutes, and then you're like, well, our chorus was still good. Maybe we can just extend the chorus and
do it 3 times in the outro instead of
and just like land on a bigger note, you know, instead of just saying what we need to and then just bugging out, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I didn't quite look at it that way either. So that's an interesting point. So yeah, it's nice that they don't over embellish, and they're not tacky with the ideas. They are just these were very precise creative decisions being made, and
I think that's exactly what it is. Like everything feels very intentional with this. Like nothing feels like sort of an afterthought, or like everything seems like so fully considered, which just makes the entire, between the visuals, the cinematography, the choreography, their styling, the length of the song, the way the song progresses, like everything just works so well all together that just made it a really beautifully crafted song and music video.
Yeah, it's I can respect that because it's sticking to your principles, and it's not sticking to like any kind of like trends you've already done, or going traversing through ground you've already been through and being like, oh, we usually do songs this long, so we got to keep making songs that long,
right,
or whatever. And it's not, and they're also not putting pressure on themselves to force themselves into like adding an extra part when they don't need to.
Right.
So it's
like
just,
following conventions.
Yeah. Just very concise.
Yeah.
You ready to rate this thing?
I am.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8.
So I'm gonna give it a 9, but I am also a huge Enhypen fan. Huge. Not listening to this song for like 4 days literally killed me. Like actually physically killed me. So obviously, like I have some feelings about Enhypen to start.
Right.
It's a 9. I thought like I really like the song, and I feel like it didn't really suffer as much as other songs we've listened to from only having one AirPod in.
Yeah.
I still feel like I really got the richness of the song, which I think really speaks to the quality of the song itself.
It probably comes down to mixing. So when you're mixing stuff, you basically are putting instruments and voices in whatever direction, and they're probably putting enough of everything into each side so that even if we did what we just did, we can hear enough, even if there's anything missing out of getting them on both sides. So they probably just have a really good producer.
I think they probably do. It was a beautiful song. And the chorus was probably one of the best choruses I've heard in K-pop in a long time. The With or Without You, the melody in which that was sung.
Like the only thing that, and honestly, like, I'm not even knocking the song for this because, not every song can do all the things. So that's why you have discographies. That's why you have albums, with different concepts. So I'm kind of like waiting for that Enhypen song that maybe does, something bigger and then has all the good elements in there. And so that my last 2 points that would have brought up to 10.
Yeah.
I'm leaving space in there for that for whenever they hit that, which I'm sure they got somewhere in their discography.
Oh, I'll be making you listen to some stuff after we're done.
Okay.
So don't you worry.
She's gonna put me through it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So awesome.
Yeah. It's good. I enjoyed that.
Cool. All right. I guess that's it from us, guys. If you want us to check out anything else from Enhypen or any other groups, feel free to let us know in the comments, and we'll check out those and see what we can do. So that's it from us, and we will see you later.